Good morning. I'm just waiting to get Dana from Our Mother's Crystals on. I hope you guys are having a good morning. I'm excited. It's going to be fun, but just bear with me because I just have to get her on. So, okay? I got on. Greetings from France. Whoop, whoop. Hi. Still waiting. I'm a little early, so I think she was going to get on. I think she was going to go live here in just a second. All right, let's see if she...
Did we wear the same color?
Yes, because we're all about manifestation and gold.
Oh my. So I have to let everyone know that was not planned. That is
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah, and I mean, I think, we must have, we were feeling that manifestation gold energy, girl.
We got the universal memo.
Yeah. Well, we already have about 500 people on here.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah.
So I really want to thank anyone and everyone that is taking the time out of their day to join us here in this beautiful present moment to discuss Reiki and crystals and how you can incorporate both of those things into your everyday life to add manifestation, abundance, prosperity, and growth, especially heading into the new year, because I know a lot of people like to make that as a New Year's resolution. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. I am so freaking excited.
I know, I am too. And I'm excited I know a little bit about crystals, to bring in abundance, but I'm excited just to learn more. And then I actually created some cool things that people can even make at home and do, just to bring that within there. So yeah, I'm excited.
Yes. I am so excited. And hi, everyone just joining us. Sending out so much love to you guys. Do you want me to just start going?
Yeah,
Do you want to say anything? Okay, let me get a drink of water and then I'll get going.
Yeah, you can, if you want to do, just introduce yourself for those who are on here who don't know you, and then just go into it. Yeah.
All right, cool. So I'm Dana. I am the owner of Our Mother's Crystals here in Louisville, Kentucky. I honestly, I want to thank Molly because she came over and was a guest on my podcast and YouTube channel. And her episode is coming up soon. It's called the Crystalline Network, provided by Our Mother's Crystal. So I am the host of that show. And I can't wait for Molly's episode because, as y'all know, Molly be pure magic. And it was pure magic when she was over here. So I do that as well. And then I'm a big just believer in manifestation, law of attraction, and working with cooperative components such as crystals, such as Reiki, to help us to live a more abundant, prosperous life. So here's what I don't really have a huge outline on this, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to list off some of my favorite crystals for manifesting, for abundance. Guys, go grab a pen and paper, and then I'll talk a little bit metaphysically about how those work for you to manifest and to create abundance and prosperity and growth in your life. Hey, Brittany. So, couple of things. I'm just going to start naming these off and then we'll get going.
Yeah.
So, number one, I have a multitude of citrine here. But citrine, I have it in polished form. I have it in raw form. I've got it in, lighter colors, darker colors. I have smoky citrine. But number one crystal for manifestation and abundance, in my opinion, citrine. Okay. So that's number one. Number two, if you are writing these down, is pyrite. Gold. Hello, gold.
Yes.
Pyrite. And it's just so damn pretty.
It is. I love it. Yeah, I put my big piece of pie right here.
Yes,
I
yes, honey.
I'm love it. Yes.
And I'm actually wearing citrine today. And I'm going to talk about wearing these crystals to kind of walk out in your day in abundance. Green aventurine. A lot of people are like, what? Green aventurine? What? Yes, green aventurine and rose quartz. So write those down, people. Green
Ooh,
aventurine and rose
yeah.
quartz. And we'll get into why those
Mhm.
are actual abundance, manifestation, prosperity crystals. Actually, what my second favorite is malachite. And again, people are like, what are these crystals? This is not the norm. What are you talking about?" I'm going to
Right.
get I'm going to get into that, but malachite is another one. And then, ooh, baby, tiger's eye.
You know, and it's so crazy because two crystals that I don't have, and of course I love crystals. I don't have tiger's eye, and I love cat energy. Like I'm big cat energy, and so I don't have
Yes.
tiger's eye. And then
What?
I don't have like uh an authentic piece of citrine. Like I got this
Oh,
thinking it was citrine, but it was the
right.
heat treated amethyst. So
Right.
it's kind of crazy. I was like, I need both of those in my life.
Okay,
So
well,
yeah,
I'll get you together.
yeah, yeah.
And then I have it in the shape of a hippo, but jade.
Yeah.
Jade is another amazing mineral crystal to work with for manifestation, abundance, prosperity, and growth. So let's get into, unless you want to say anything on that, Molly, let's get
No.
into like, okay, let's get into like the metaphysical properties on why those work for us
Yes.
in manifesting whatever you want in your life. By the way, I forgot to mention the Master Healer, the Mac Daddy clear quartz. That's
So
another biggie.
Dana, like with the clear quartz, it's kind of one of those things, right? If you put it with any of those abundance
Yeah.
crystals, it just magnifies the
Yeah.
energy, right? Is that
Yeah,
okay?
exactly. So anytime, you're so good. Anytime working with clear quartz, number one, it's easily programmable. So whatever your intention is with your crystal, you're going to be able to just very easily program it with that intention. So let's just say I am wanting to manifest a new car. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just throwing it out there. I want a new
Yeah.
car. I am going to program and charge my clear quartz crystal to now start working cohesively with my energy and universal energy and its energy to now bring that into my life and like make all the steps happen for
Mm-hmm.
that to happen in my life. Also, what Molly touched on, which is what I was going to already say, but she already said it for you guys. You combine quartz with any of these crystals or minerals, and you're going to be able to then amplify the energy and the intention you put behind it. So, clear quartz is always, always, always in all of my manifestation grids. And whenever I'm doing manifestation rituals or meditations, or however I'm using my crystals to do this, I always have clear quartz in there too. So, thank you for
Yes.
saying that, Molly.
Yes. Of course.
So, going back to let's talk about citrine.
Mm-hmm.
Citrine is huge on the market. It's gone up in price ridiculously, but it's actually not a rare crystal. So if anyone ever tells you it's not rare, it's actually pretty abundant in the mineral world. It's just very popular right now, and it's a buzz crystal. So pricing has gone up on citrine. Now, with citrine, what is it doing? It's working on the solar plexus center of the energetic center of the body. The
Mm-hmm.
solar plexus is pushing us forward to do the things, to get us going. Also, to be joyous, to
Mm-hmm.
live a like
Yes.
happy, vibrant, joy-filled life. It's sunshine in a crystal. So when you take those metaphysical properties and you start working on the solar plexus, having it more active, more vibrant, you are in turn going to have more just naturally vibrancy in your life. Here's where I want to stop and talk about the law of vibration. So there's the law of attraction, there's a law of vibration, there's all these universal laws. The law of vibration comes before the law of attraction. So we all want to focus on the law of attraction because that's a buzzy thing too. But the way that you vibrate is everything. Okay. So the universe is going to match your vibration. So if I want to vibrate, like say, okay, this is what I want to manifest. I want to manifest a new car and a $10,000 bonus. If I'm not vibrating at the level of, I'm a boss, I'm a queen, I deserve this. You're
Queen
not.
boss slay, as my girls at home say.
I
I'll say
love that
something
so
like,
much. You're the first one.
Queen
You
boss
brought that
slay.
into my life, and I freaking love that because
They
that
say
is,
it like I'll send them like a text or I'll say something and
yeah.
their response will just be the queen. They'll just say Queen boss slay.
And you know what? That's an energy. That is
Yeah.
a vibration. And if you're not walking through your day vibrating like that, it will not come to you. That's number one. So when we're working with citrine and it's creating that joy, that vibrancy, and it's giving us the solar plexus energy to go do the things to
Yes.
make it happen, because law of attraction, the word action is in law of attraction. You have to actually put in some work. If you just sit back and say, I'm going to manifest a $10,000 bonus today, you can vibrate at that level. You can call that in. You can be a magnet to it, but there is reciprocity with the universe, right? So if you're not showing up for the universe, the
Yes.
universe is not going to show up for you. So what are you doing on your end to keep your vibration high and to put in the groundwork for these things to come to you?
And I
So
always say, Dana, too, because it's like one of those things like that exactly what you're saying. It's like, you can say like, I'm grateful, I'm
yeah,
abundant, I'm prosperous. But if you're just kind of not really feeling it and you're just like saying the words, it's like you have to
yes,
have the feeling. It's like
yes,
getting into, it's like truly being. It's like, what does that feel like? And
yes,
that it's the feeling behind it that gives it the momentum and that brings it in. Because if you're just writing it down but you really have no emotion behind it, if you're
yeah,
really not believing it, it's like, woo, I'm joyful, or whatever
yeah.
you have to really like, you have
It's
to feel it, you have to
You do. It's number
feeling behind
one.
it.
It's the number one thing that is most missed when manifesting prosperity, abundance, and with the law of attraction. It's the feeling behind what the heck is it going to feel like when I actually get what that is, whatever it is I'm manifesting. What is it actually going to feel like when I get that
Yeah.
$10,000 bonus? You have
Someone just said, Dana, manifest from the heart,
Yeah,
not the head.
yes, that is exactly right. And for
Purple
those of
bobbin.
you who were like, why am I doing green aventurine and rose quartz and
Right.
manifesting in abundance? That's why. And we're going to get into that. It is the feeling behind what it is you are wanting to attract in your life that truly does matter. The universe does not respond to your words. Yes, words are a vibration, but the universe is going to respond to your vibrational, emotional feeling, right? So
Yeah.
that's where we have to start focusing on that as well. But we do want to go do the things. And so citrine helps to raise our vibration and helps to push us into that vibrational match to do the things that you want, to
Yeah.
occur or that you
Yeah.
desire in your life. So that's why I always have citrine in there. Let's talk about pyrite.
Oh,
Okay.
I love that's. Oh, well, and
I mean, you
yeah,
hold pyrite, you look at pyrite, you automatically think
gold.
gold. It is known
Yeah.
as fool's gold on the market. However, studies did come out and recently show that all pyrite has trace elements of gold in it. So
Mm-hmm.
you are actually holding gold when you have pyrite in your hand. Trace amounts, but it is still there. So pyrite kind of works in the same fashion that citrine does. It works on the solar plexus, but it's also about richness. Okay, it has a very rich, deeper energy than citrine does. So it gets really deep down inside into that solar plexus, and it makes you question, what is your why? Why do you want what you want? And that is so important, I think, when manifesting anything, is your why. Is it going to benefit you, or is it going to benefit you and the greater good of the whole if you get it. And pyrite reminds us of that. But pyrite is also just, it's a good luck stone. I mean, it's one of
Yeah.
those crystals that you keep around just if you want just things to fall into place for you. Pyrite is number one for that. Also, I have a pyrite egg here. And
That's beautiful.
thank you.
Ooh.
I want to
Is it
touch
like
on,
open? Is it cracked? Oh gosh, that's
yeah, so
gorgeous.
it's kind of like a half egg, right? So you can see the
Yeah.
inside and then the outside is the polished, smooth edge. So this is important because the shape of your crystal does mean something. So when you think of an egg, you think of it's the universal symbol for fertility.
Mm-hmm.
Fertility is abundance, it's prosperous, it's forever growing, it's forever multiplying. So when you incorporate the energy of an abundant crystal with the shape of abundance in the form of an egg, you are now creating a kind of like a powerhouse of a crystal to use and your manifestation rituals, or however you like to use your crystals for this. So just wanted to throw that out there.
I wanted to, this is one of my favorite
Oh
pyrite,
my
which
God,
is
that's
a
beautiful.
heart.
Oh my God,
Um,
that's beautiful.
yes, and I always say you can't really tell here, but the cracks in it is where it's kind of like your egg where you can really see the beautiful gold chunks. And I always
Yeah,
say like within our own self, our hearts or some of the thing, that we've gone through those cracks, that's
yeah,
how the light gets in. And it's a reminder
yes,
that it's what we've gone through and that we're not broken, and that's how the light gets in there
beautiful.
and we're able to shine. But this is really special to me. And you think of like a heart of gold, and it's just,
Yes,
and what one of um the people on here said was, really manifesting from your heart and
yeah.
not your, you really have to feel within it. Oh, Brittany just said I got a pyrite heart from Dana, so
Oh, I love you, Brittany. Well,
yeah.
and again, the shape does mean something when it comes to crystal. The symbolism behind that is your heart has to be involved when you're manifesting. So you have
Open.
yeah, exactly. So you have a manifesting crystal like pyrite, or an abundant crystal like pyrite. Having it in the shape of a heart is only going to make it that more powerful for your
Yeah.
manifestations and your desires to come to you. Moving, I don't want to just
Yeah.
completely transition away from that, but I want to make sure I leave enough time for everything. So transitioning into tiger's eye.
Oh yes, I want to know about tigers.
Yeah,
I can't believe I don't have that. I really, I it, that's I yeah,
I
I
can't
that's
either.
mind blowing to me. I don't know why I don't, but yeah.
Well, you certainly, you with big cat energy, especially,
I
this would
know.
be,
I don't know why I don't have it,
it
and
would
it's
be
so
so
cool.
supportive for you.
I know. So I need to get some.
So tiger's eye, again, you're going to hear me say this over and over again with manifesting and crystals. You have to have the solar plexus involved. Period. If that solar plexus energy is not involved, your manifestations are not going to happen. So tiger's eye is another solar plexus crystal, but it works a bit differently. So this actually gives us courage to
Okay.
actually determine what it is that we want. So think about that for a second. Let that sink in for a moment. Well, Dana, I already know what I want, but do you really? Because
Mm,
you're only limited by your own beliefs. And if you don't feel you have enough self worth, you're not dreaming big enough, baby. You're not.
yeah.
And tiger's eye gives you the courage to do so. And it also, too, gives you the courage to go out and again, do the things to make them happen cohesively with the universe. So again, I can sit back and say, I'm going to sit here and manifest the Powerball. I'm going to win the
Yeah.
Powerball, right?
Yeah.
But I still have to go out and show up for spirit to bring that to me. And also remember, when you're manifesting abundance, prosperity, and growth, the universe knows what you want. Okay. And it knows what you can handle. So all these people that are trying to manifest the Powerball winnings and things like that, you might not be ready for all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
People get a lot of
Yeah.
money and then they get very unhappy.
Right.
I'm just giving this as an
Yeah.
example.
Oh
But
yeah, 100%.
yeah, but
And
go ahead.
Dana, someone also asked about, there was a question on here for you about, you were kind of going back before, but the shapes,
Yes.
and about, Merkabas.
Yes.
And,
Oh my
and
gosh.
if that also like,
Yeah, I mean, it definitely means something. So the Merkaba is sacred geometry. It is like the Star of David.
mhm.
If you are Jewish or part of the Jewish community, you will be familiar with this already. But what it actually represents are the different directions, okay? The sacred
Oh, I
directions.
see it now. I did not know that. I knew
Yeah,
it was sacred geometry, and I knew that that was like really. I think of it from Metatron, like Metatron
yeah,
cube, but
yes,
I never knew that it actually that had to do with the directions. That's
it
amazing.
does.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, so all the sacred directions, and in my shamanic practices, I call in the sacred directions every day. Those have an energy, they have a vibration, and they do support us from their realm. And when you incorporate something like a Merkaba, which is a form of sacred geometry that is a very, very powerful, high vibrational type
Yeah.
of energy, and then you combine that with crystal energy. For instance, we
hmm
just had them in smoky quartz on our last live show.
Yes, they were
you,
gorgeous.
you are going to be able to harness the power of that sacred geometry along with the metaphysical properties of that crystal, and then use it however you intend to do so. But yes, it absolutely does make a difference. And I mean, I feel there are no rules in crystals. You will hear me say that over and over and over again. There
Yes.
are no rules in working your own magic. So if you are feeling called, for instance, to take a crystal Merkaba, put that in the center of your abundance grid. Oh
hmm
my God, the energy would be off the chart. I actually really like that idea. I might do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I never really thought about that before, but yes, do that, and however it feels good to you to do
Right.
that.
And whatever probably too shape you're drawn to, whether
Yeah.
it's a triangle, a Merkaba, a heart,
Hmm.
an egg, whatever those are.
Exactly.
And another person asked about tiger's eye, if it
Yeah.
matters, because I guess does it come in different colors? They said, does it matter?
It does come in different colors. So there's
Okay.
red tiger's eye, there's blue tiger's eye, known as hawk's eye. I prefer tiger's iron for manifesting.
Okay. Is
So
that the,
tiger's iron is your typical tiger's eye.
yes. Ooh, I
Okay.
love, that's how we look today.
I know, right?
I
By the way, if anyone's just joining us, we did not plan this.
Yeah, no, we did not. We didn't talk about it. No.
But yes, just me personally, right? I prefer tiger's eye in this color, not the red, not the blue form, for manifesting abundance, prosperity, and growth. I feel it works much more effectively on that solar plexus.
Yeah.
That's me personally. Um, Moving into jade. I want to talk about jade. Now, I have it here in a hippo because I just thought he was so cute.
He is cute. He is cute.
Jade, for many of you all are probably familiar with jade. It's been used for millennia, especially
Mhm.
in the Asian cultures, for abundance,
Yes.
prosperity, growth, but also for good luck. It is a good luck talisman. I love placing jade in my abundance grids. I love wearing jade to walk out. I'm abundant today. I'm
Yeah.
walking out in my life and I am abundant. I am big money energy. I am big love energy, whatever you want to be abundant about.
hmm
And so I like to wear my crystals for that, and jade is one of them. I also love jade to use like as a talisman, like put a little piece of jade in my wallet, in my
Yes.
pocketbook, and you keep it
Yes.
there as a energetic reminder to the universe as this is always growing. I am a magnet to money. Money is flowing to me, and I don't even like it, it's just coming, and I'm not even calling it in at this
Yeah.
point. It's attracting it in. That's just one cool little fun, easy trick way to use jade. I also want to talk now. Here's where I really want to get deep down into manifesting with the heart chakra with crystals because it's so important. And there is one crystal I forgot to mention, and I have it here to the side. It is emerald. Okay.
Ooh, let's see that. So,
Yeah, this is emerald.
uh,
There is graphite in here with it. It naturally likes to grow with graphite. I have a polished piece here. This is one of my manifesting crystals that I use actually during my my meditations.
that's
I
gorgeous.
hold this and citrine. And I forgot to mention emerald, but emerald, green aventurine,
Ooh, yeah.
and malachite. Okay.
And if I'm so excited. Well, I got this malachite from you, which I
Yeah.
absolutely love, which
Oh,
is in
yes.
the shape of the heart. And then on your live you just had, I am so obsessed with it that I had to get another piece.
Yeah.
Like it was just a different color. Like this
Yeah.
is really reminds me of like the forest, deep, rich, and
Yes.
I got another one. So I love malachite.
Yeah. Well, thank you. And I want to thank you for joining us during that live. That was so fun. It was so nice having you in there. But these are all heart chakra centered crystals, essentially. Now, why is it important to have the heart chakra involved with manifesting? Let me tell you, you are not going to get anything that you desire in life if the heart is not open to receiving, right? You have to be open to receiving whatever you're calling in. If you subconsciously even feel like you're not worth it or you don't deserve it, and I see this all the time, especially in women, they feel guilty for wanting things. Well, that guilt is going to translate in you're not worth it. And guess what? The universe is going to give you what you keep focusing on and what you keep thinking. So I think that there has to be a connection from the solar plexus to the heart. Both of those have to be involved when you're manifesting, period. If
And
these,
can I piggyback on that?
yeah,
You,
absolutely.
when you were saying that, when you were talking
Please.
about being in that receptive mode and that us as women, it can be really hard. And not just women, men, any person that is doing, any person that is giving all the time. And then when it comes time for us to receive,
Yeah.
we're very comfortable giving.
Yes.
But when it comes time for us to receive, we want it, but we don't realize it's almost, we kind of sometimes have that guard up and
we block ourselves.
Yes. And Reiki, what I love about Reiki energy.
This is where Reiki truly will come into living abundance, prosperous life. You go for this, Molly. This is your time, girl. Talk.
Yeah. Well, with Reiki, it really just helps to open up heart chakra in a safe
100.
and a gentle way. And what I love about it too is that it's kind of one of those things, like if we're holding on to a lot of emotions, the Reiki energy helps to release those stuck emotions to allow us to receive. Because if we're holding on to whatever it is, different emotions within our body, that we're not worthy, that sadness, that we're protecting, we're not in that receiving mode. And so the Reiki energy really helps to open that up, clear that energy to then allow new energy to enter and shift and change. And so that's why I love like crystals and Reiki and all of that. It does have to do with exactly what you're saying. You have to be open. It's all about your energy as well.
And I want to say that sometimes we do need outer assistance from, say, Molly, a Reiki practitioner, to do that for us. Sometimes we're so emotionally involved in ourselves, we can't do it. We have to have outside assistance to get down into the deeper levels, even our shadow selves at some point. And Molly is a phenomenal practitioner and facilitator of that. I've experienced it with her. And I do think it's so important if your heart is not open to receiving and it is not at a feeling or a vibration, an energy of I deserve this. I am worth whatever it is that I'm calling in. You will not get it. You have to vibrate at what you want. The universe will then match you with that. And I like the green aventurine, the malachite, and emerald to assist with that. So our all heart chakra centered crystals. And guess what? Rose quartz, baby. Rose
Yes.
quartz, the unconditional love stone. If you don't have unconditional love for yourself, the universe ain't gonna. The universe has unconditional love for you. It is waiting for you to realize it for yourself. Rose quartz helps with that. And so a lot of people are like, rose quartz for manifesting, for abundance. You're crazy, Dana. No, I'm not. That
Yeah.
you have to have these. The heart has to be open, healed, vibrating. It has to be, turning in that
Right.
clockwise direction. The heart chakra center, the energy center, has to be doing all those things, or else what you're calling in, you might want it with all your might, but you're not able to match the vibration of what you actually want. So all of these crystals are my go-tos, my number ones for manifestation and prosperity and growth. And some of them are just considered like a royal crystal. They are just like the royals would use them. They knew their power. They would put them in their amulets and their shields and their crowns because it's a majestic energy. Do you want to have majestic energy? Do you want to walk out in your day living like I'm prosperous?
Right.
This is how I live. These are
And even
majestic
like what
crystals.
you said, wearing them, or like
Yeah.
wearing the color, like what makes you feel good? It's like that
Yes.
yellow energy, that gold. I wore a lot of gold today. And like how you said, citrine, and wearing it on your body and
Yes.
just feeling like standing that solar plex, like standing in your power.
You stand in your power. You know what you want. And I'm going to go out and do all the things to get what I want. I
Mhm.
am going to show up for spirit so spirit can show up for me. And I do think it is important to wear your crystals. Now, setting the intention to do so. I want to talk about this real fast, Molly.
Yeah.
I preface everything I say with you are the magic and
Right.
you are the power. You
Yes.
can buy every crystal in the world for abundance and prosperity.
Mhm.
But until you set the intention with your crystal, your own personal power, yes, it's going to change the vibration, but you have to cohesively work with these tools from spirit. So spirit has left us these phenomenal energy charged tools for us to use. But remember, you have to play an active role. It's
Yeah.
not going to just sit here and bring you $10,000. You have to actually put in some work with the crystal to have it cohesively work with you and your energy and your intention. So now spirit knows what you want. It's been amplified by the crystal.
Mhm.
Okay, pinging to the universe, Dana wants a new car. Okay, pinging, pinging, pinging from the pyrite that I set my intention with. And so now the universe is going to put together the cooperative components for all of that to happen. So
With that, can I piggyback on that too? And
yeah,
someone, well,
yeah,
actually, Rachel just asked, which I think is really important. How do you feel worthy of what you're manifesting? I struggle with that, and I think that that's all of us. Like sometimes where it's
oh,
like, if
oh
we
yeah,
were brought up in especially around money, like guilt, like oh I can't afford
yeah,
whatever. But what
yes,
I have found with that is getting in again, like it's getting into that feeling, but gratitude. And so even if
yes,
you start off by switching your vibration, so let's say you just wake up in the morning and you are drinking your cup of coffee and you are literally so thankful for it. It is saving your life because you're exhausted,
I,
and you just breathe. You're just like, thank you. I am so grateful for this cup of coffee. And then maybe you go outside and you're like, oh, the sun, it is so
yeah,
gorgeous. And when you start being grateful, I mean, when you start having that gratitude, you get into that open heart,
yeah,
receptive mode. And I think that helps that worthiness, if you struggle with that.
I
What,
am
what, yeah.
I am so happy you mentioned that because I failed to do that when I was talking about the heart chakra. A lot of miss attempts in manifesting abundance, prosperity, and growth is because you are not grateful.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be grateful as well. The feeling of love and gratefulness is the highest vibration that there is. Shame, the lowest, right?
Yeah.
So if you have to have a grateful heart and be so freaking thankful for every little thing in your life. Thank you, sun, for shining through the window today. Thank you for waking me up. Thank you, breath, for allowing me to have another beautiful day on this earth. When you start finding those small moments of gratefulness, you will then find more moments of gratefulness and more and bigger ones.
And then you attract that. You attract that
Yes.
energy. That's when you're really,
Yes.
because
Yes.
when you're vibrating there, it's the law of attraction. So that's what you're
Exactly.
back in. Yeah.
And the universe is going to give you more to be grateful for,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
It has no other choice because you're vibrating at that level. Something else to try is just doing some self shadow work, perhaps, and just just taking some time for yourself and thinking about all the patterns in your life that may no longer be serving you, and maybe that you keep running in the background of your subconscious in your mind of, I'm not, there is guilt with money. Money is an energy. A lot of us
Mm-hmm.
grew up with, I shouldn't have that much money, right?
Mm-hmm.
You feel bad for having that much money, or something of that sort. It's taking like a self inventory of what lies are you telling yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and then making a conscious effort to then pivot that mindset and just say, I am worth it. Write it on a piece of paper. Say, I'm worth it. And do this every day. And doing those little everyday practices will add up to big moments in your life where you start having aha moments and you start feeling grateful. Say, I'm grateful. Write one thing you're grateful for every day, and then do it, continuous to do it. And those little moments will add up over time. But I'm really glad that you brought that up, Molly, because being grateful is the vibration you want to be in. So when you're setting an intention, say I'm setting an intention with one of my crystals here, I have to feel what it's going to feel like when I get that thing. You have to already act like you have it.
Right.
You're
Right.
not asking for it. You're affirming.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying it is already mine.
Yes.
And ooh, I'm gonna feel so
Yeah.
good when I get on that cruise ship and I'm in the Caribbean for that 2
Yes.
week long vacation. Oh, I'm gonna feel so good. I
Yes.
do feel good. And I imagine myself walking on the beach on the cruise ship, living it up, having the cocktail, drinking in all that warm sun. And I can feel what it feels
And yeah,
like in
it's like
my body.
yes.
And
Yes.
then guess what I'm doing at the same time? I am so grateful for this experience. I am so grateful for this life that I'm living. You're filling up that heart chakra, and it is now beaming out into the universe what you want. And you can charge your crystals to assist you with doing just that. And moving back into wearing the crystals, because I am a big proponent in surrounding myself with crystal magic all the time.
Yeah.
I have citrine on today. I have tiger's eye on today. I have green aventurine on today. All of my abundance crystals. I am receiving tiger's eye energy. I'm receiving green aventurine energy on my left side of my body, the feminine side.
Mm-hmm.
I am walking out in my day in abundance. I am walking in abundance, right? I
want to ask you. Now you just said, oh, I love that. Wait, are those crystals?
Yes. So this is green.
My gosh.
Yes, this is green aventurine and citrine.
That is amazing. Okay, I think I need one of those.
Aren't they cute? So
that is amazing.
I wear this during manifestation and prosperity rituals that I do here at my house. So when I'm in that state, I'm performing my ritual. I am big boss energy, right?
Yes, you are, girl.
Right? I am in my zone. But now I am attracting from the crown chakra.
Yes.
What I want. And I'm also, boom, I'm sending it out. All of these little things add up and matter. But remember, your intention is everything. So if I'm not charging this and putting my intention behind it, Yeah, it's going to change the energy, right? It's going to change the
Right.
vibration, but I am now making a powerhouse of energy here. So the universe definitely knows what I want.
You have the power. You're the catalyst. You know, you can use
Yes.
all these different, but you're the, and
Yes.
I think that's why it's also so important that, you know, doing self care, doing things, you know, a lot of times we'll tell ourselves, oh, I shouldn't get the massage, or I shouldn't go
Yeah.
on the vacation, or I shouldn't go sit outside in the park and just, but when you are doing that, you are in that mode of feeling grateful and feeling good. And at that
Yeah.
moment, when you are like on vacation, or when you are by the beach, or when you are in just that element that you
Yeah.
love, that's when really you need to be saying those affirmations and
Yes.
putting out in the universe, because you do
Yes.
have that feeling. And
Correct.
I think it is important to know what, you know, it's like if you're feeling a little grumpy and you're not feeling it that day, which we all do, then it's probably, you know what I mean? Just wait until
Yeah.
you get back into that feeling. But by doing that self care,
Well,
brings more of that in, you know?
yeah, you have to invest in yourself. So
Yes.
if you're wanting anything from the universe, what are you doing to invest in yourself so the universe knows you love yourself enough to you deserve what you want? I mean,
Yeah.
seriously, they just
Right.
let that sink in for a minute. Just let that sink in for a minute. Brittany asked, can you talk more about charging crystals? So yes,
Mhm.
charging your crystals is just simply by setting the intention to do so, connecting with that crystal and saying, and I talk about this in one of my podcast episodes and or my YouTube videos, and I actually show you how to do this. But I like to place mine next to the heart chakra. Tiger's eye, connect your energy and frequency to my energy and frequency, and let's co-create together a abundant, prosperous day. Simple as
Yeah.
that, right?
Yeah.
I've now charged my crystal with my intention, the heart being super receiving. So I'm now receiving the energy of the crystal, and it is receiving my energy into it, now being sufficiently charged for my day. Now you can make that as in depth or detailed as you like. You can say it 3 times, you can say it 10 times. It's really whatever feels good to you. And there are no rules here. But simply by just setting the intention, you are now charging or programming the crystal with your energy to work cooperatively with you for you.
I love
So
that.
something else I wanted to just go over a couple of like little tips or
Yes.
like
Yes.
I incorporate into my daily life that I have seen phenomenal benefits from
Mhm.
with using crystals. So one thing that I decided to do, I was guided by spirit to do this. I have a manifestation box. Okay.
Love that. Ooh, is that what's on the top? Gosh,
So
is that
this is a citrine on top.
oh, it's almost so clear. It looks like a like just like a clear quartz. That is
Yeah,
gorgeous.
so that is citrine, and then
Yeah.
this is resin on top. This is actually made by Tiffany Ussery. Um,
Ooh, that is
it
gorgeous.
Her work is gorgeous. So she does crystal resin art. Um, and then inside you're going to see these pieces of paper. So what I have done, I have written down things on pieces of paper that I want to manifest, that I want to come into reality. And I place them in the box. It is now being infused with citrine, abundant crystal energy, and I am affirming the things that I want from spirit. Now, things I need to remember when manifesting, especially when doing it this way, or any way, really, I shouldn't say
Mhm.
especially, is there is no time frame for these things to happen. Time in my eyes does not exist. Time is irrelevant, but timing of things is everything. So when we say we want to manifest something or we are calling upon something that we desire, do not get caught up on how long it takes you for that to get to you.
Mhm.
The universe has to make some things happen, for that to get to you. So don't get caught up on the time. Just go back. So, like every time I walk past this, I am remembering the things that I want to manifest. That sends a ping up into the universe that reminds the universe we're working together, we're co creating together. I can't wait for all of these things to happen. I am so grateful that these things are happening. I'm so grateful that these things are working out for me. literally every time you look at the energy that you put behind, just say this manifestation box, you are sending a ping of energy out into the universe, and that will come back to you.
With
Another,
that,
yeah, go ahead.
with if anyone on here has Reiki, has learned Reiki, what you can do within that box as well. So you have your crystals, you
Yes.
have your manifestation, but then you can actually send Reiki energy
Yeah.
to that box to help amplify it, because that's what Reiki also does. Not only does it
Yeah.
help to clear, but it also helps to amplify. So it helps to amplify the crystals. It helps to amplify your goals, your
Yeah.
manifestation. And so that's, you can use Reiki as well, incorporating
No,
all of that to really just,
you know,
yeah.
I'm a level 2, and I honestly did not even think to do that. So
Yes.
I want to thank you for saying that, because I'm definitely, honestly, I just want Molly to like Reiki all my things. Like I Reiki my stuff, but I would like your Reiki. I would be
Yeah,
honored for
well,
your Reiki to amplify. That is such a great point. Thank you.
yeah, you're
Thank you so
welcome.
much.
And with Reiki too, if people that have it with that distance symbol, you can really, even
Yeah.
write and symbols, place them in there, and just think about those manifestations that they already are, that you're sitting in them,
Ooh.
and even your
Yeah.
crystals. But and then that way your goals are there, and when you're looking at it and when you're setting that intention, and I mean, it doesn't need a lot. You send some Reiki, and it just really helps to, it's just kind of like woof, it just magnifies. So
Man, I
yeah.
thank you so much for sharing that. And that is something that Molly would be phenomenal to provide.
Oh, well,
So,
thank you.
yes, you're signed, Molly, to Reiki all of my abundance grids. And um, somebody asked a really good question here. If we grid, is it important on placement of the crystals in the house? It all depends on what you believe and what you feel. Again, there are no rules. There are no rules when it comes to this. So if it feels good to you to have your grid in your living room, put it in your living room. If it feels good to have it on your kitchen counter, put it on your kitchen counter. It does not matter. If it feels good for you for it to sit there, then absolutely place it there. If you are going to look at that grid every day, I want you to put it there, because again, every time you look at it, it is sending a ping up into the universe, and it's a reminder of the energy and the intentions you set behind that actual grid. There are feng shui things that you can do in the house for abundance and prosperity. And then I've got one here that I have set up in my house. I literally brought the whole tray of crystals in.
Oh, I love that. Ooh, what is that on? Is it on a mirror or is it green? I can't tell.
So
Or is
it's
it just a reflection
yellow.
of the?
It's red.
Oh, it's your yellow coming up. Oh, it looks really cool.
Yeah, so this is a crystal infused resin tray. Now on this, I have pyrite, I have citrine, I have quartz on here, and I even have like a pyrite pyramid. So it's an altar. Okay, so this is a small altar that I made, going back to the feng shui, and this will help answer that grid question on where it's placed in the house. The
Really
stove.
fast. Sorry. I'm going to just say, and
Yeah.
keep on going. But after, people are asking, what is a grid? So there's some people on here that have never even heard of that. So after you talk about that, maybe we can.
Yeah.
Maybe that could be another episode. Man, you could talk about grids the whole time. But
I
at
could
least
do a whole.
touch. If no one's ever even heard what a grid is,
Yeah, I could do a
what the
whole
heck is a
episode
grid?
on grids. And I have a 4-part series on Instagram in the guide section. It's literally 4 videos on how to crystal grid.
What is your handle, your YouTube, where they can find it?
Well, it's not on YouTube. It's actually on Instagram right now. It's
Okay.
our Mother's Crystals on Instagram. I am planning on making those into YouTube videos.
Yes.
Just, haven't got to that process yet.
Okay.
But you can take time whenever it feels good to you, watch the 4-part series, and I teach you how to grid from step 1 to the end. And I keep it really basic and really easy. But moving back to my altar, this is my abundance altar, and I have it in the kitchen sitting right next to the stove. When the stove is not in use, I place this on top of the stove. And here's why. The stove in feng shui is considered the powerhouse of the entire house. Okay, the entire dwelling. Now, in some cases, if you have a hearth or if you have a fireplace, that would be considered the powerhouse. I don't have that. So the stove is my heat generating center, essentially, of the house. When you place abundant crystals, and in this case, I have it in an altar form, I am igniting my entire dwelling all the time with abundant energy.
Oh, I love that.
It's
Yeah.
literally as simple as that. So, what did I want the focus of my dwelling to be on? For me, right now, it's abundance, prosperity, and growth. Now, this altar may change over time. I might want to then start focusing on igniting love or passion or, whatever it may be. But if you are really wanting to harness the power of energetics of the house and feng shui with crystals, place an altar on the stove. Get your abundance crystals on that altar, set your intention, and let the magic happen. I
I
love
love that. I love
Yeah.
that.
This is super easy way to work with abundant crystals. Like if you don't want to meditate with them, you're not into wearing them, but you want some prosperity and growth in your life, do this. Super simple.
Mm-hmm. And just something that I think is kind of neat too, since we're talking about the kitchen and big in the kitchen, and that's where that
Yeah.
fire energy, and you
Yeah.
actually even have, if you're wanting to bring just simple ways, things in your kitchen that can bring in abundance and prosperity, such as, so like if you have your altar there and it's on the stove, a cinnamon stick. So
Oh,
cinnamon
yes.
is
Yes.
really, really all
Yeah.
it is, kind of just that like powerhouse
Yep.
amplifier, all about um, cinnamon energy is abundance, it's
Yeah.
protection, it's success, it's all of that. And you can even, I talk about energy all the time and clearing your energy.
Yeah.
You can even use it as you can light
Oh,
it and then smoke it and put it around your crystals. So like,
I
no
love
one's here, so I can
this.
do that. Yeah. So, and it smells really good. It smells
Oh
like
my
cinnamon. So you
gosh.
can buy just a cinnamon stick, and yeah,
Molly, I love
and
this. So I've used cinnamon before, but not in this way. This is great.
yeah, and once you get it lit, it's kind of like Palo Santo, but once you
Yeah.
get it lit, it actually lights really well. And it'll even sometimes then flow out the back end. But then you can put it around your self. You can do it
And
around your
I
crystal.
am abundant. My
Yeah.
dwelling is abundant. We are magnets for abundance. Ooh, I
Yeah.
love
Yeah,
that.
and then filling your house with that, sprinkling
Yes.
a little cinnamon on your, so just even
Yep.
the things within your kitchen, within your house. But cinnamon is one of the best. Putting, you could even on your altar take a cinnamon stick and, like how you're saying, wrap a dollar bill around it and
Yep.
saying, to bring it and place that there.
Yep.
So yeah, that's an easy.
I love this so much. Thank you for sharing that, Molly.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Someone had asked about gridding. So, just to give a brief overview on what a crystal grid is, it is harnessing the power of your intention, crystals, sacred geometry if you choose to. And you actually set particular crystals in a formation that creates a pretty much like a sacred geometry crystal grid. And all of the crystals are connecting together that have been laid out in the grid, along with the power of sacred geometry, which is usually the base of your grid, or you could just map it out. And then setting your intention, activating your grid, and then sending that activation up to the universe to work in your highest light and highest honor. So it's kind of a combination of things, and grids can be absolutely gorgeous. There's people that make beautiful crystal grids. I make mine more intentionally. But it's just, again, harnessing the power of all three of those things. And by the way, I have an abundance grid set up like just for my podcast and my YouTube channel. I have one set up for just the business. I have an abundance grid set up just for just my personal life, to grow in my personal life. And I personally, I swear by crystal gridding. I've I've lived to tell it. Okay. The
Yeah.
stuff works. It works.
Well, so that might be a fun thing to do sometime,
I would love
really
to.
dive. Yeah, and
Yeah.
like you can like with the grids,
Yes.
you
You can have
can not
space
have
like
something,
that.
you can have and place, but
Yep.
you could go into a whole. But yeah, if you have a 4-part series on your Instagram, that is amazing, and I'll actually share. I'll do the first one. I'll share it on my story, so then
Oh,
two
okay. Well,
and
thank you.
find. So, but it's Our Mother's Crystals
Yeah.
on Insta. Okay.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Yeah.
And someone asked on my end, what about wearing rose quartz? Well, I love wearing my crystals. And I think if you are wanting to work on the heart chakra, if you
Mm-hmm.
want to open up the heart to receiving, have unconditional love for yourself, so so that you can feel that you are worthy of all the things that you're wanting out of life, I would highly, highly recommend wearing rose quartz earrings, necklace, rings, bracelets, doesn't matter, as long as you are setting the intention for what you want to achieve when you wear it. That's a great question.
Yeah, love it. Um, a couple other things
Yes.
are that I was going to talk about, like
Go for it.
kitchen and herbs in different ways to like kind of like creative ways within your home that you could even incorporate crystals with, and just everyday things that were around. So one of the things that is really, although it's pretty big, basil
Oh, yeah.
is all about
Yes.
abundance, prosperity, manifestation. So even having like a basil plant, and you could even, I have like, of course, I love all the big boy crystals. So I don't have a lot of tiny crystals, but even placing some little crystals, like you said, like citrine
Yes.
and a pyrite or whatever on
Yeah.
top.
And have
Just
those
to,
components have that earth magic work together to
yes.
provide you what you wanted.
And yeah, and you can even, how you were saying, incorporate writing down your goals, writing down your
Yep.
manifestation. You can write it on a little piece of paper, stick it inside, and
Let it
just
grow.
think, yeah, that
You're
you are
planting
bringing
the seed.
you're
You're
planting the
planting the
seed.
seed. I
Actually, that's a good segue here,
Hey.
because like seeds. So these are sunflower seeds.
Yeah.
So of course, because I love sunflowers, but you can
Thank you,
also,
God.
just like if yeah, you can hold it in your hand. You can Reiki the energy into the seeds, but you can place that intention, that manifestation, like whatever your dreams are, whatever your goals are, and then go out, plant them in your yard, nurture
Love
them,
them.
watch them grow, and as they grow,
Love
so
them.
do your dreams.
Oh,
And then of course incorporating little crystals. um I love like the creative ways.
so I have a fun way to walk in abundance during your day, and it has to
Okay.
incorporates the kitchen, right? Since we were talking about kitchen stuff.
Yes.
So take a bay leaf, and
Mm-hmm.
you can write whatever you want on the back of a bay leaf, like wealth, or something like really, really descriptive, like getting really
Mm-hmm.
detailed. Then you grind up that bay leaf, or you tear it apart, you cut it into like little pieces, okay? And then, guys, just hear me out. I've done this, and I'm telling you it works. If you're a kitchen witch, or you're into like a hedge witch, or you're just into this type of thing, I'm telling you it works. It's incredible. You sprinkle that in the bottom of your shoes. And then as you walk out into your day, you are combining the energy of the herb magic with yourself, your being, and you're literally walking out into your day in abundance.
Ooh, I love that.
Just try
Yeah,
it.
that's cool. See,
Thanks for joining us.
yeah, there's I just think there's so many awesome ways and things that
There
we have,
is.
even like within our own house, that we can
We have so many tools. We
yeah.
have so many tools that we can use. I like using crystals, just me personally.
Yeah.
But Reiki, you have tools in Reiki. I mean, there's
Mhm.
so many different ways that you can have a more prosperous, abundant life. But remember, you are the power and you are the magic, and all of these things are tools to help amplify
Mhm.
and bring that to happen with the universe, because you're always co-creating with the
Yes.
universe. And I'm a big believer in you're always manifesting. You know, it's not, it is a way of life. It is a way of being. It's a way that you're vibrating. So the more that you're able to vibrate at a more high vibrational level, the more you're going to get out of life. Period. It really
Yeah.
is as simple as that. We try to make it more difficult, but
Yeah.
it really is as simple as that.
I made these, so especially right now for Christmas, and like how you were saying, it's like getting into that. I feel like when we are creative, when we do have that magic, when we are in that fun childlike
Oh my
spirit,
gosh.
that's
Yeah.
when we. And so I made, this is like a little like Christmas ornament. Okay, so it's a dried orange, which orange is all about
Cute.
prosperity. It has cloves, but then I put like, and it also has a little cinnamon stick. But then I put like one of those little clips. So let's say this is kind of like what I want to bring in for the new year, manifest, and you can write, you know, like a little, and place it on it, and place that intention. You could even, if you had a little crystal, put a crystal on it. I did
So
like a
we're
long
all
one,
gonna want one of those now, Molly.
like a garland, and it has, yeah, it has like the cloak, and it's fun, and I had so much fun. You know, you can hang it in your window.
So creativity is really important to getting in that vibration. So
Yeah.
what you like to do as a child or being in that creative zone, that is such a manifesting vibration.
Because you're
to be
birthing
in.
something, you're creating something, you're
Yeah.
bringing something to life. So
Exactly.
and when I'm in that like creative mode, and
We
all
all
of
go
those things
those.
are all about like the clove, the orange, the cinnamon.
And listen, wear colors.
Yeah.
Where we did not plan this today, but we were both in that abundant mindset.
People ask that. Did you guys plan this? Nope.
We did not. So I was just thinking gold. Obviously,
Yeah.
she was thinking gold. It's an abundant color. For me, it's green, it's gold, and royal blue. And that might not
lapis. Is lapis? Would lapis be considered
sure.
Oh gosh.
Sure, why not? It has pyrite in it, right?
Yeah.
And it is a royal's stone. It's been used for millennia by the royals or kings and queens or affluent people that we would call them. But it's because they knew the power behind it. It's not just because it was pretty. They actually harnessed the power and used it, you know, to get what they wanted. So absolutely you could use lapis lazuli. And I think that's a really good point, Molly, too, that I'd love to touch on is just because I feel like these are abundant crystals for my life doesn't mean that it's necessarily going to be that way for you, because you're always going to hear me say there are no rules. There are no rules when it comes to working your own magic. So let's say, here, I'll take the honeycomb. I have a honeycomb calcite here.
Oh gosh, that right there is unbelievable.
So why most people would think that is not an abundant crystal. All like your stuff you Google, all the experts, which I don't think anybody's an expert, but because we should all be learning. But this is not going to be your typical abundant manifestation stone crystal. Mm-hmm. But what if it is to you?
Yeah.
What if you pick this up and you're like, this makes me so happy. This makes me so joyous. This makes me want to live life. This makes my life vibrant. This makes me want to get going and do the things. And
yes,
honey, that's an abundant stone for you. Set your intention with this and let it work.
And I love like the honeycomb. I think of queen bee. You know, I think of the queen bee and the honey and the sweetness of life. And bee is all about, you know, I think of that energy too.
I don't want everyone to like get caught up on like you have to use just these crystals.
Right.
Honey, you are living in your world. Whatever you're attracted to in your world and what you feel is going to be abundant to you, then use that. These are just suggestions.
So someone, Rachel actually asked, I wear crystals, but different ones every day, intuitively picked. Does that mess up the frequency?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. No, because your intention is everything.
Yeah.
So if your intention is good for wearing your crystal jewelry and you're feeling called, you're heeding the call of that inner intuition, which we all need to do more of, you can't mess that up.
And I feel like that's what your body wants that day. Maybe it's
Exactly.
needing more fire energy. Maybe it's needing more
Yeah.
grounding energy. Maybe
Yeah.
it's needing whatever it is. So whatever you're drawn to for that day, intuitively, I feel like that's the best.
I
That's
think,
the best
I
way to.
think, yeah, I'm sorry. I did not mean to interrupt you there, Molly.
Oh no, I'm done.
I think doing everything intuitively is the way to do it.
Yeah.
That's how we all should be doing it. It's hard. I mean, when you're not used to like tapping into your intuition and listening to that inner knowing, it takes some practice.
Yes.
But once you start doing it on a regular basis, it will start to come naturally. And I do feel that we should live our lives that way. That's part of living an intentional life for me, is using my intuition to help guide me throughout the day. So yeah, no, you are not going to mess up a frequency because you did something from your intuition. Absolutely not. I don't believe so.
Yeah.
I applaud her for
any,
doing that.
She says, yeah, I don't have a lot of yellow crystals. I tend to go towards darker ones. But like, I mean, like you said, it really doesn't. Even rose quartz or malachite, or someone asked about green agate. Green agate? Yeah. Or
if green agate falls to you and it's, an abundant stone for you, maybe a good like talisman stone for you, it may feel really good to your heart chakra.
Yes.
Then absolutely. Absolutely. You said, again, there are no rules. There are no rules. People will disagree with me on that. I have many people disagree with me on that. This is not what has been shown to me by my mentors, my teachers, my ancestors, my spirit guides. That's not what they have taught me. Okay. And I trust them. So I am relaying that message through me. There are no rules. So if it feels good to you, go for it. Please use it. Yeah. There's universal laws, but other than your universal
it's
law.
all about in pure intention and good heart.
Absolutely.
And
pure intention and good heart.
Yeah. Yes, I will be uploading this to YouTube, and I have the other one that I still need to upload.
I know, I do too. I need to do that too.
Do you want to tell everybody did you tell them your new YouTube channel, because you're going to be doing awesome things, or is it your YouTube and podcast, like your channel? Do you have that?
So, we recently launched. I did mention at the beginning of the show. I'll mention again since you brought it up. Yeah. Which thank you. By the way, Molly is going to be a guest on there. We've already recorded her episode. It's now going through editing. So it's so much fun. Oh my God, your episode is so good, by the way.
Well, I told everybody, I was like, oh my gosh.
It was so good.
Dana, I sat down and I was like, okay, I'm on. I do this all the time. And there was something, it seemed like professional, and there was a camera, and she was like, all right, Molly, talking. And then she's like, what is Reiki? And you would have thought she asked me like a math question, or what, like the scientific equation of, I literally, I think I went out of my body, and I was like, I had never thought that.
And then she's like, let's start over. Let's start over.
What the heck? So I don't know if it'll be good. I don't know about that.
It was so adorable and so charming, as you always are.
Oh my gosh. I couldn't believe it.
Your message came across beautifully. But anyway, we digress. The name of the podcast is the Crystal Line or Crystalline Network, presented by Our Mother's Crystals, and that can be found on all major streaming platforms, and that can be found on YouTube as well. And there's a link in our bio to get to it. Awesome. Yeah.
And someone
stay tuned. It's gonna be fun.
Dana, what would you suggest as a healing stone? And actually a lot of people, but I feel like this is something we would have to do. I don't know, maybe we could do another episode or something on, because this is like, people keep on saying, what is shadow work? What is shadow work? How do I do shadow work? But someone just said,
right, Brittany, we should keep it as a blooper. That's hilarious. Can't wait for the new episode. Thank you so much, Dork Goes Rar. Good to see you on here.
Yeah, healing stone. Someone just wanted a suggestion for a healing. down.
It just really depends on what you want to heal, right? So what part of you do you want to heal? Do you want to heal the heart? Do you want to heal past lives? Do you it kind of depends.
Is there a universal? Do you feel like there's one?
Yep.
That
is daddy baby. Clear quartz.
Just clear quartz. Yes.
Clear quartz is the master healer. It does it all. It does not have to be cleansed. It stays so high vibrational. It's easily programmable with your intentions. Used for every chakra. It cleanses the aura just like selenite would. It literally, it is, if you have no other crystals and you just need one, it's clear quartz.
Okay. And that's a, how, do you feel like selenite is the same way? Or do you feel like they're different?
I feel like it's similar.
Okay.
I do feel like it's similar. I feel like that clear quartz is just, it's more intense.
Okay. Yeah.
To me, like the energy is just more, it's higher and it's more intense, and
it's just an amplifier. It's more of like is it more of an action maybe? Kind of like
yes. That's how I feel. It's like more of a conductor.
Yes. Okay.
Where selenite is real gentle.
Yes.
Like it's still high vibrational, but it's just very gentle.
Almost like feminine. I mean, not saying that, but kind of like a feminine, masculine, like action, receiving or clear. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Is there
your questions?
Is there somewhere we can go to learn about shadow work?
I mean, I don't know of like one like reference place, I guess, just for shadow work. I have a wonderful mentor for that. If anyone's interested, I've been through shadow work with her. She helped me through mine and, helped me to bring the things up that I'd been, placing on the back burner, pushed down. So I honestly, like, I think about trying to do shadow work on my own, and I don't know if I could do it on my own. Not all of it, right? Not everything. I feel like I needed guidance through that.
Yeah, sure.
So I have a mentor if anyone's interested.
Yeah. Let's see if there's any other questions.
Yeah, Jalen, get you a clear quartz and use them together. Use the clear quartz and the selenite together.
Oh, one thing I didn't talk about. Another thing I just looked down and I'm like, oh, I didn't talk about this.
Yeah,
this
show me.
For kitchen, in the kitchen.
Yeah.
For manifestation, you could get a little, you probably can't see this, a little jar, but I put in the bottom, I put clove, I put basil, I put cinnamon, a little cinnamon stick, I put a little bay leaf, chamomile, and what was the other? There was one other. You could put crystals in there. You could put pyrite.
Like a little spell jar.
And then you can just take whatever it is that you're wanting to manifest, roll it up, place it inside.
Love this.
And then once again, it's just the same thing. I mean, it's just using different, like your box where you have all of your intentions, your manifestations, the crystals, and then this is something too you could just add, because those herbs have that beautiful energy and frequency and essence, and it's just fun. It's just like just be creative in different ways.
Do you all see a common theme here? The kitchen is the place to manifest.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, because if you think about it, you're creating something, you're making something, and it has a spirit, like whether you're boiling in that water and that essence of whatever you're making is, and then just like plants in general and just growing, and nurturing it and loving it, and
it's all an energy
and intention, all, energy, intention. And really it just comes down to yourself. You are the conductor.
You're the alchemist.
Yeah. And being in that feeling like, woo, I'm so like, I don't know. And that's why it feels so good. Like Thanksgiving, you're with family, you're cooking, you're eating, and you're like, woo, yeah.
That's an abundant time, really.
Yeah.
Like if you're able to celebrate in that way, that's a real abundant time.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like overabundance, right? Everyone's there. We're overeating, but it's joyful. It feels good to the soul. Typically.
Yeah. Someone asked, can crystals be stored in a dresser drawer or do they need to be displayed?
Oh no, it's up to you. And remember, there are
Yeah.
no rules. So
And
if you want to keep
yeah.
crystals in a drawer, by all means, keep your crystals in a drawer. It's not going to change the energy or frequency of the crystal. I like to keep mine, the ones I'm working with, I do like to keep them out just because, again, I go by and I look at them and it's a ping again to the universe, like a reminder of how I set my intention with it. And I'm reminded, as well. And again, I'm calling back in that energy if I have forgotten. But placing a crystal away, tucked away, it's not going to hurt the crystal. It's not going to, change it in any way, I would say.
Mhm. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that's totally fine.
And what do you think about like play, ones maybe that you would maybe want to place intentionally by your front door or the
Yeah.
front or your business, like would you like maybe put pyrite or
Yeah.
like a citrine by your door to bring that energy in, or how do you feel about that?
Yeah. I feel like it just depends on the energy that you want. So, like for me, at portals of energy, like doors and windows, I like selenite because it
Mhm.
clears. It clears the
Yeah.
energy that's coming in and out of the house. So I have them above every doorway frame and I have them on every windowsill. I think it just really depends on just your personal preference at this point.
Yeah.
So if I want to walk into, like, say I want my house to be prosperous, the whole dwelling wants to be prosperous. I want a abundant vibe in the house. I would just place it around the house. And that's just me personally. I don't know if I would just place it just right at the doorway or,
Everywhere, wherever you want it.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would place it everywhere and where I'm going to see it all the time. I just feel like, and this, again, this is me personally. This
Yeah.
may not resonate with you. I just feel like doors are such portals,
Oh yeah.
of energy, that I always want that to be high vibrational and clear. I love like black tourmaline and the four corners of the house to keep it grounded and protected. But I also have ammonite in the farthest left corner of the house.
Mm-hmm.
It is a prosperous, abundant fossil. So
Oh, is that the is ammonite the swirl that looks like a
yes,
spiral? That looks
yeah,
like
I'm so sorry. I didn't neglect to bring one of those out today. I have one in the farthest left corner of the house, and I do have some downstairs, like in our inventory. But yeah, that's like just another thing that you can do. And again, it just kind of depends on what do you want the
right.
energy of your dwelling to be like.
Yeah. I love
So,
that.
and then in other cases, I'll have rose quartz in the farthest right corner of the house to call in love, to have it like a really nice, loving atmosphere. That's another feng shui tip.
And don't they say in feng shui like the left abundance to have some purple energy? So
Mhm.
that for what and I'm sure there's different colors, but in feng shui it's purple.
There
So
it is.
like maybe an amethyst too
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
bring in.
And so, not purposely done, but like the whole left side of our house, and you've been here, Molly,
Yes, yeah.
like when you walk in the front door, to the left is the bedroom and then the amethyst bathroom.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And water's good for
and water, right. So not purposely
yeah.
done, but maybe subconsciously done.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that is true.
And someone asked crystals for protecting energy, energy vampires, crowded places.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
So my go-tos for that are black tourmaline,
yeah.
black kyanite, obsidian, and shungite.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and hematite. I'm sorry, hematite as well. Hematite is an empath stone. So if you are an empath, and lots of energies tend to, just make you really sensitive. Hematite is the empath stone. I highly suggest that one. And then all of like your darker colored stones, typically your black crystals or stones, are going to be super grounding, super protective, and they will also absorb negative energy or lower vibrations, and some of them will transmute them into higher frequencies for you. Also smoky quartz.
And I want to ask, and because there was two things on our last episode that I wanted to ask you, and I don't think we talked about, but
Oh yeah.
so for instance, when she was talking about going out in a crowd and, feeling that energy, wanting to feel protected, and let's
Yeah.
say you're wearing a bracelet.
Okay.
Would
Yeah.
or maybe I did ask you that. Does it matter left or right, or does it matter?
Here's my thought on that. There are no rules.
Right. Right.
So if you place it on your body with the intention of protection, shielding, absorbing negative energy, it will work for you in your highest light and highest honor if you programmed it or charged it with your intention to do so. If you don't do that, it's still going to have a vibration, which is good. And you're still going to have somewhat of a protective layer to you. Now, if you want to get real intentional,
yeah,
while it does not matter, but you can get you can stack the energy behind the intention. If you want to receive, if there's energy you want to receive, you're going to place it on the left side of the body, which is the feminine side of the body. In this case, I would actually recommend wearing it on the right side of the body, which is the more masculine side, to project or push out that energy. So I want to push out a veil of protection around me. So I would, in that case, if I want to be real super duper intentional about it, I'd wear it on the right side.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what do you feel about if you're wearing a bracelet, if you're holding a crystal, if you've been wearing it a lot, especially if it's a protective, and it breaks or chatters?
Oh, that's such a great question.
Yes, because I get that a lot.
Yeah, I do too.
Do you feel like it's absorbed and it's done its job? Do you feel like what are your thoughts?
So I have several thoughts on this, and I don't think there's no right or wrong. I don't think there is any one definitive answer here. So a lot of people will tell you if a crystal breaks in your presence, it is done working with you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe that. I think sometimes shit just happens.
Yeah. It just,
okay?
And then you're like, oh no.
I mean, it just happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Also, I know I'm very mindful of if I was holding the crystal at the time or whatever, and I dropped it and it broke, where was my energy at that time? Mm-hmm. Was I flying all over the place? Was I grounded and intentional when I was holding my crystal, or was my energy really off?
Right.
I don't ever blame the crystal ever. I've also heard with breaking crystals that the energy becomes more powerful.
Ooh, see, I haven't. Oh, that's
so
awesome.
You think about that, especially if you've been using one for quite some time and your energy has fully connected to it, and you're transferring energy back and forth a lot.
Yeah.
That if it is to break, that now it has actually become more powerful. So I here's how I have been taught to learn what's right and wrong for me.
Uh-huh.
What feels, it's all about the feeling. So which one of those things feel good to me? Does it feel good to think that crystal's no longer working for me? That doesn't resonate with me. That just does not feel good to me. The one that feels good to me is it's becoming more powerful. Yeah. Also, I know that when crystals break in my presence too, it's that I'm supposed to share it with someone else.
That's what I like. Yeah.
Yeah. So
give a piece to somebody that may need it.
Correct.
Yes. I love that. Yeah.
I feel like if a crystal is done working with me, it may just be done working for me at that time. Maybe I don't need that energy anymore right now in my life, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to need it in the future. Mm-hmm. So for a crystal to be done working for me forever, I think that's hogwash. I don't subscribe to that. It just does not feel right in my soul. And sometimes, again, I just feel like shit happens sometimes.
Yeah. It's
our energy's off. We trip, we fall, we're not grounded. We've been wearing, say, a bracelet for a long time, for years. We never take it off. Eventually that elastic is going to break. Yeah. Your beads are going to go flying everywhere. And that's no fault of the crystal. And there's not necessarily a significant meaning behind it unless you can take note of what you were doing at the time that it happened, and that means something to you. And it could. Yeah. It certainly could.
Yeah. I love that. And that's kind of how how I wanted to.
You'll get to know, and Molly knows this about me, but you guys might not, that I'm very carefree when it comes to working magic, especially with crystals. I do not get caught up on you have to do this under a full moon, for things to happen. That's hogwash, because remember, you are the power and you are the magic behind what you are doing with your crystals. You are the alchemist of your life. No one gets to tell you how to do that. I mean, you can break universal laws like karmic laws. If you do that, you can expect karma to come back and bite you in the ass. But when it comes to like all of these trivial things, like for instance, just the crystal breaking.
Yeah.
There are no rules when it comes to that. Just take note of maybe what you were doing at the time, how you were feeling at the time. And if it means something to you, then that is meaningful. Right? But there are no rules. So if someone were to say, oh, your crystal broke, that means it's time to not work with that crystal anymore. I just don't subscribe to that at all. That does not resonate with me. That doesn't feel right to me at all. Yeah. I do everything by feeling.
Yeah. Love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Well,
hopefully that's helpful.
Yeah.
I'm more empowering when it comes to working magic and working with crystals, where other people are more very analytical and you have to do it this way. I feel like, I just feel like I have been led, okay, or I have been instructed, or I have been called or inspired to be more empowering, because that's, to me, way more enriching to your life.
When you're standing in your own power, that
Yep.
solar plexus energy, that fire energy, that
Yep.
abundant, that self-confident, when
Yep.
you know, yeah, this is what I'm doing. I'm on the right path. This is,
Yep.
yeah. So, well, do you have anything else you want to, because I think I am.
I mean, I think I pretty much covered all that I kind of wanted to say today about working with crystals, in your case, working with Reiki for a super abundant, prosperous life. And now you guys have the information and you have our suggestions. And so now you can prepare for the year that is coming up. So if you like to set a New Year's resolution, I mean, I feel like you're pretty significantly prepared to do
have fun,
Yes.
Now you can use different herbs, you can use crystals, you can and it's just, again, it's all about being creative, remembering
if you're not having fun while doing it, don't do it.
So yeah, it's been
if anyone
fun.
has any questions, I'll be happy to answer. If not, I am good, girl.
Yeah, me too. And I still can't believe we wore like the same,
the hysterical
same colors. And now it's gotten like really cold in my room. So I was like,
oh, it's freezing in here now too.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Heather said, this was awesome.
Well, good. I'm glad you guys enjoyed
Flower
it.
Power said, thank you for this. I really needed to hear this today. Thank you. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Thank you both.
If we can just touch one person's life, if we can just put a breadcrumb in one person's mind on, things that they can do, I think mission accomplished. I always enjoy my time sitting here with Molly and chatting with Molly. I do want to thank everyone for taking time out of their day to join us and to watch us and to just be present with us. And, thank you guys so much.
T-Smile says, thanks to you both, boss ladies. Hashtag boss ladies. Rachel, let's see, I'm at your shop. Are you restocking crystals and bracelets?
Oh,
maybe.
So if you're on our website, it is very limited. So we have about 10% of our inventory on our website and our Etsy shop. We save the majority of our inventory for our live sales that we do on Instagram. We will be having some lives coming up December 9th, 10th, and 11th. And guess what? It is our holiday bazaar end of year clearance sale. Every single thing, including new stuff, will be 25% off.
I'm getting myself some tiger's eye and citrine and jade. That's what I'm doing. Getting a big old, and then I saw, oh my gosh, that huge piece, of course, of malachite, that raw on your, and I was like, Oh, someone just said my bracelet just broke and the universe answered my question through you guys.
Oh my gosh, you're
So, and
kidding.
then someone asked too your thoughts. So, someone said Amazon, yay or nay for buying crystals. Well, my first thing would say if you have never bought anything from our
Yeah,
mother crystals, they have the absolute, I mean, best. And I'm saying too, I mean they're they're beautiful, the
you're so sweet.
quality, where they come from, and then also what Dana does. I mean, she really cares for them.
Yeah.
She clears them, she reikis them, she and so they're ready, you know, when
Yeah,
you
they're ready to use. I say I'm their foster mom. You know,
yeah.
I am literally their mama. I am the steward of the crystals before they come to you. Like Molly said, I do clear them with sacred herbs, sage, smoke. I I sound heal it. Excuse me. I sound heal them with a crystal quartz singing bowl. I also drum over them with my shamanic drum. I sing to them, so I tone them to higher vibrations. I also infuse them with Reiki. I'm a lot of things. So I do a lot with our crystals. Now, when it comes to buying on Amazon, I can't say. I mean, I don't know because I personally have not bought a crystal off Amazon. So I can't actually 100%, 100%. Oh my gosh, 100%.
Yeah.
Excuse me, speak on that because I haven't done it myself, so I don't know.
And
Like I don't
I would think you would just have to be really
careful.
careful because you don't know what
Yeah,
you're getting or where it comes from, and some could be fine, but then some it's like
yeah,
you
right.
spend this money and if it's really not real because there
I
can't
mean,
be
there's
right
a lot of fake crystals out
fake
there.
crystals. So
And
just
I mean,
if you're spending, yeah, that would
and
be
I mean, the sad thing is you really don't know until you get it,
yeah,
or you know that you're buying from someone that you trust. I
yeah.
mean, I've had plenty of people come to me and they're like, I've been buying off Etsy and I'm getting fake stuff. You
Wow,
know,
wow,
I mean,
yeah,
so it's everywhere. It's
yeah,
everywhere, but there's a lot of, you know, great stuff on
yeah,
Etsy. So, I mean, it's one of those things you use your intuition, get a feeling. If it feels funky to you, like when you're looking at it and you got it in your cart, don't do it.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's you just
You're taking a chance unless it's buying from someone that you trust.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't think we have any other questions or anything before we sign off. And
All right.
yeah,
Well, again, thank you all for joining us. I definitely enjoy these times. We'll make it a monthly thing, Molly.
yeah. Someone said I'll wait for your next live.
Ah,
Well, yeah, and
that's
we can
so
even
sweet.
think. Yeah, it'll be
Well,
uh
guys, if you could let us know what you want us to talk about too, like what topics
yeah. What
cover.
would someone? Yeah, would you while you guys are on here,
Yeah,
just
that would be great.
throw out some things,
Yeah.
please, because you know what is it that you know you want to uh, learn about, or yeah, we talked about the grids. We you know we talked
Yeah.
about
I mean, maybe
um,
we could do a gridding one, but if they want to go check out the videos, it's a super, like they can do it at their leisure.
right.
Um, I'm trying to think of maybe Reiki and crystals for protection. I get that asked all the time.
Gosh, that's a huge one.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I mean protection, clearing,
Yeah.
or love, or
Yeah.
um, let's see, crystal grids.
So grids.
Grid. Would love to see you set up a grid.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Well,
maybe
I do that.
different ways.
I
And
do that
what's cool, we
in
can
those
even do the
videos.
grids with manifestation too. You
Mhm.
know how you point your crystals. You know, do
Yeah.
the shapes, bringing
Yeah.
and for the new year. And let's see, what are we? Are we in November? Like what?
Oh, this is
Like
a good one. This is
yet?
Brittany Saget said different crystals with different chakras.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh yeah, like a
we
whole
should do like a whole chakra thing.
we could do a whole chakra series, girl.
Ooh, let's do
Yeah.
that. Thank you,
And
Brittany.
yeah.
All right, making the note now.
Let's see. See if I had any other. I like this. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, so those, I mean, there's so many different, and
Yeah.
then if you guys think of something,
Message one of us and we'll,
yeah, post it on, like, comment it on one of
yeah.
our videos,
Yeah,
or
commenting would actually probably be the best way.
yeah,
Yeah, for us to see it.
um, yeah. Well, this has been so much
Yeah.
fun.
Well, love and blessings to all of you. I love you,
Yeah.
Molly. Mwah.
I love you more, and yeah, happy Thanksgiving to everybody,
Sure. Happy Thanksgiving.
and yeah,
Until next time.
until next time. All right, bye.
Love
Thanks
you all.
so much, Shayna. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.